Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Kook Shed, a place where we share tips and techniques and things that I think might come in handy for surfers and bodyboarders, and throw in the odd review or two here and there. Today, just a short episode. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Legrope attachments for surfboards, how to attach your leg rope to your surfboard, and a little trick that I've found helps me out. So let's go. Okay, so you've got a surfboard leg rope. Now most leg ropes will come with a rail saver attached from the main part of the leash to the cord that attaches itself to the board via the plug. So these rail savers, for those who might not know, they're designed to do what their namesake implies. They're designed to protect the rail on the tail of the board from damage by the hard metal swivel and the hard moulded plastic during wipeouts and when your board is loose from you, or just in transit in board bags and things like that. So a rail saver is designed to go between the string, the nylon string that goes around your plug, and the actual leg rope itself. So most leg ropes will have that string in there. It'll be sitting in there when you buy it. I can loop it around for you so you can see. It'll be sitting in there like that when you get it from the shop. Some are stitched in. Sometimes you'll get a leg rope with the cord stitched in to the lining there. For this trick, I recommend cutting that out. Some people might not like doing that, but I've found it's much easier if you cut the sewn in piece of string out and attach your own one. Now you can get good nylon cord in various ways. You can buy a length of it from a shop or wherever. Sometimes you get wax combs with nice bit of nylon cord. Fin keys sometimes come with a bit of a cord around it, and they're great backup in case you need one of those. Like this one here, it's a fin key and a wax comb, and it came with a nylon. This one's a bit elastic, so I wouldn't use that, but yeah, you get the idea. They come with that sort of thing. You can get them off old leashes. This is an old bodyboard rail saver, so yeah, you can just grab that cord off that. This one's snapped, so I'll recycle that bit of cord. The old school style, that nice thick stuff, anything like that is great as a fixture. So I've found that instead of leaving this attached to the rail saver and having to change leg ropes between various boards, I've found that it's easier to just take off the Velcro part. So just say you've got this board here, but the conditions aren't suitable for that board, and you've got a mini mal in the car and you want to change the leg rope from that to the mini mal. Instead of threading this whole leg rope back through that loop, which can be quite tedious and time consuming, especially if the surf's good, because you've got to get this leash cuff through that as well, I've found that it's just easier, and they've made it so you can do this. Some people just don't think of doing it. You just take that out and go pop this rail saver on the cord that you've got already threaded through the pin of the mini mal. So my tip for you today, what I'm getting at is, if you've got multiple boards, it's a good idea to set one of these up on each board that you've got, and that way there's no messing around in the car park when the surf's good, or if you're running out of time, whatever. If you've got this set up ready to go in every single board you've got, it's just a matter of unvelcroing your rail saver and popping it in. Now, I've found that you've got a knot on this loop, right? So I've found that having the knot at the top of this loop, if you have that knot there at the top and not down the bottom here, like it was just before, if you tuck that knot in to the Velcro casing, it gets it out of the way. See, now it's hidden, the knot is hidden, it gets out of the way, so it's not going to potentially fray or get caught on anything. It's just minimising the chance for that cord to fail. Another thing I'll mention, I'm getting the hang of unvelcroing this thing by the end of this video. Another thing I'll mention is when you put these nylon cords around your pin, the pin in the plug, I've seen some people where they'll just put one end through, and so there'll be one end either side, and then they tie it. So you see I've got two cords going under that pin. I've seen people do it where there's just one, so they'll have an open-ended nylon cord and thread it through like that, and that's not as good. Because you've only got one cord taking the weight of the leash in the surf, whereas this one's got two, so it doubles the strength of the cord. So I recommend doing it that way. But yes, I would put the knot at the top. So yeah, that's my tip. Try and get some nylon cord from other broken leashes, or you might just want to order some brand new stuff. But you can get them off wax combs. Some fin keys do have them on there. Nice thick bit of cord. And if you've got one around the pin of every board, well, then when you turn up at the surf and you've got a few boards there but only one leash, it's no problem changing the leash over to the board that you want to ride that day. So just a couple more things before we go that you might find handy is when you need to thread the nylon cord through the plug, especially if you're at the surf somewhere where you don't have any tools, I found a fin key can be handy. A fin key can be handy just to thread this first end of the cord through the pin. So like a stick, if there's a stick on a tree or something, that might help. Or a key, a small shaped key that you might have on your key ring. But I've just found, because there's usually a fin key around, you can just use it to push the start of the cord through, and just continue to keep pushing it through until this bit pops up out the other side. Then you can, just say only a little bit's popped up, you can then use the key to dig it out, and there you go. So then you can thread it through. So yeah, if you've got a fin key handy, which is highly recommended, keep one handy at all times in your car or in your bag. Yeah, they can help a lot with threading that nylon cord that you are going to install. Another thing is tying the nylon cord. We're just going to use this old one. I know it's got a bit of fraying there, but it's just for demonstration purposes. It's a little bit long, seems to be a little bit long, but you can alter that. So to tie, the strongest knot that I've found, and the simplest knot that you can use to tie a loop in your nylon attachment cord is, I'll try and do it slow so you can see what's going on. Just grab the two ends together, and you just make a loop and thread the two ends through that loop. Yeah, I don't know, you can see that there, and then you just pull it tight. Like I'm leaving it a little bit loose so you can see the knot. So once that's pulled tight, it's quite solid, it's quite strong. So that's quite long, but it will do. You can move the knot down a little if you think that's a bit long, and then you would obviously this is in the way, but then you would poke that through with the fin key, as I said. Remember, you'd poke that in there through, and then pull it up, and do the same thing as I did with this one. Pull the knot through, and have it sitting up high so the rail saver can wrap around it. Okay. And the only other thing I'd like to add, I'm sure I've forgotten something, but you can remind me in the comments if there's something I've missed. With the leg ropes that you're swapping over, it's okay if your boards are of similar length. Generally, if I've got a 6'2" board, I'll use a 6-foot leash. And if I've got a 7-foot board, I'll use a 7-foot leash. Or a 7'6", 7-foot 6-inch board, I'll use a 7-foot leash. So my leash length varies depending on the board I'm riding. Now, if your boards are around the 6-foot mark, say, I don't know, from 5'10" to 6'2", 6'4", well then a 6-foot leash is going to be fine for all those lengths. But generally, yeah, if you've got a 5'2" board, use a 5-foot leash. And all the way up. So that's one thing that you might want to think about when you're changing leashes over on all your boards. Just keep in mind that if you're taking a 5-foot leash off a 5-foot shortboard, performance shortboard, it might be a little short to pop on a 8-foot mount. So just keep that in mind. Look, obviously if you've only got one leash, one leg rope, that's all you're going to use, but that bit of extra length on longer leg ropes is great for giving a bit of distance between you and the mal or the longer board. So yeah, that's just something you might want to consider. Maybe have 2 different leashes, a shorter one and a longer one, and use those to swap between your various boards. Righto, so that's it. Just a simple trick and technique that might save you some time and help you out there and get you out there to catch more waves, have more fun, and like I've said before, that's what Kook Shed is all about. If you disagree with anything I've said or presented, let me know in the comments. If you agree, great, let me know. Hit like if this has been of assistance to you or helped you out in some way, and you can subscribe below as well. So yeah, that's it for today. Nice quick one. Thanks for dropping in. I'll see you next time on Kook Shed.